Brandon, tell me, what do you feel like was the most surprising move to you?
The most surprising move. Wait, hold on. Let me check my notes real quick. I don't remember that. I'm lying. Melo to the Lakers.
Ooh, why?
Yeah, why was that the most surprising? Because for years Melo was without a team, and LeBron could have like helped out his boy,
Uh-huh.
and he did not. He let this fool just wallow like in no man's land, and everybody's just slandering. Melo can't play. Melo can't play. And now, when Melo probably really can't play anymore, his jumper's still going to be money. Don't get me wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but he can't guard. He couldn't guard anybody when he was young, so it's only getting worse. Like, why would you bring this Melo to the Lakers team? Because unless it works out, it makes Melo look bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like talked about a lot, so I wasn't too surprised. I think because Kuzma left,
Mm-hmm.
it gives that need for that punch, like that scoring punch off the bench
Kuzma
at the
played
power
defense,
forward.
so
Yeah, but I think people just kind of sleep on. I mean, Carmelo isn't like a great defender, but he's still a
mm-hmm.
big body. He's still like is resistance. You know what I mean? And Frank Vogel as the coach does pretty good as far as keeping the Lakers disciplined, as far as just making sure everybody like
His
is in the
defensive
right
scheme.
position. Yeah,
Yeah,
and bringing back Dwight Howard. So now you have AD in the starting lineup to be able to like be the rim protector there, and then for the 15 minutes that Dwight's going to be playing, he's going to be the rim protector. So that's something that the Lakers severely missed in the second unit, because a guy like Trez wasn't like a rim protector, and
yeah.
obviously
He was any kind of
Gasol
protector.
Gasol is, far like he's not the same defensive guy that he was earlier in his career. So I wasn't too surprised, just because Melo's done an amazing job like at the spot up 3-pointer, right? He shot 40% last season, and the Lakers needed guys that could shoot that
Yeah,
were cheap, and Melo fit both of those. Um,
absolutely.
my most surprising move was the Knicks giving all that money to Evan Fournier, because I thought that the Knicks were going to make a big splash. Everybody was talking about they had the most cap space. They had, they obviously needed a starting point guard. They were a team that's ascending. They're playing in Madison Square Garden. All of these things pointed to like a big offseason.
Mm.
And to get Evan Fournier as the guy you gave all that money to. I mean, obviously Kemba came off after a buyout, but that was the move. It's like,
So that's
ew.
fair, but you know why he got paid, right? He got paid because he
The Olympics.
destroyed. Yeah, because he destroyed Team USA in that game.
Yeah,
Fournier is tough for me because in Orlando he was always pretty solid, right? Like he was
right.
always good. It's just for whatever I mean, and this what you want from your star player, which he was supposed to be in Orlando. At least that's how he was getting paid. Is you need him to show up in the playoffs, and Fournier wasn't doing that. So to pair that with Randall, who also didn't show up, it kind of surprised me a little bit too. But I didn't think it was terrible. Like I didn't think the money they gave him was so ridiculous. Like Norman Powell for the Blazers got 5 and 90. Like I feel like that
Right.
was way more ridiculous money. Like I'd rather have Fournier than Powell at that kind of money, I guess.
I guess for me, I don't really see that move making the Knicks any better.
I don't think it's
Like,
going to make them any better. I think it'll keep them where they are. You know what I mean? Like it was just the kind of move to help keep them in the playoff race, right? Like
which to me is if
for
you're
New
not
York
getting
though, it's huge, right?
well, and then they bring in Kem. I mean, I just feel like they needed like a distributor, and they don't
Okay,
have all their point guards, all their guards are like score first
score
options,
first.
like Derrick Rose, Kemba, now Evan Fournier. What I mean? It's just like RJ Barrett. Like you got the same player over and over and over again, and we know why they lost to Atlanta, right? They were two in the playoffs. This whole
One
like
dimensional.
just one, yeah, just give the ball to one person and hope they could beat their man. Defense is too tough in the playoffs to be able to play that style of ball, unless you're a guy like Kevin Durant. But even them, like you saw how tired Kevin Durant got doing that game
Yeah.
after game after game, ended up causing them the series. So to me, that was really surprising, just because it seemed like the Knicks were moving in the right direction, and then it was like, man, the Knicks being the Knicks, right? They could have got a guy like Spencer Dinwiddie. They could have got a guy like,
I don't think that they could have got Dinwiddie. I don't think Dinwiddie wanted to go there. Otherwise, I don't see why they wouldn't have thrown money at him. Or maybe they were kind of worried about him still coming off that injury.
Sure, but I just think there were so many options, right? Like, and as far as point guards.
Who else was out there? That's a distributor, though. I think
Lowry. They could have overpaid for Lowry. They could have.
I think.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I think a lot of free agents are scared to go to New York still because of Dolan. So, I mean, because that guy, he's not a very good owner. Like from what I've read about stuff, and so I think free agents aren't really ready to go there. Like, if they continue to build on this process, let's say they make the playoffs again. And they make it for the next couple of years, and they continue to do moves where they're not screwing guys over and they are trying to build that winning culture. And then let's say they make the trade for the star from there. Like right now, they're just building assets because Fournier's money, it's not ridiculous money, but it's just enough to where you can package him with maybe like one of their young guys and get one of these stars that are making really good money. And now, once you've got that star in there, he's like, man, we've got this winning culture here. Let me get some more guys to come here. Like, why don't
that make sense? Maybe it's like the plan is more than just 2 years.
Yeah.
but I just expected, they had the most money cap space, and I thought they'd make a bigger splash, and they didn't. So that was kind of the most surprising move to me, at least. Let's move on, man.
Yeah.
So let's talk about
real quick. I want to go back to one thing we were talking about at the top of the show here. We were talking about super teams and everybody building super teams. And I was going to say it's kind of surprising to me still, I guess, because Giannis just won without a real like quote unquote super team. Right. Like he was kind of the lone wolf. He had 2 all-star caliber players, but they weren't considered top 15 dudes. And he still won. So it just surprises me that no other teams are thinking we can do this without doing super teams.
Well, see, here's the thing. I think that this year was kind of fluky to some people so the people that are still chasing the super teams. Giannis didn't have to play a super team because the Nets weren't healthy when he played them. And, obviously the Suns didn't have to play the Lakers at full strength. So I think some people are like saying this was kind of a year where injuries played a role. So the Bucks ended up being just like the healthiest team. The Suns ended up being, more healthy of team. So they ended up in the finals.
Season.
Yeah. So I think, do you think the Bucks win that series if Kyrie's healthy?
I wouldn't say this year or this championship they won. Let's say Kyrie was healthy. I don't think so because I think Giannis still had that monkey on his back, right? Like there was just a ton of pressure. It's like I need to win one. I've got all these other accolades, but I've yet to do this one thing that basketball people feel makes you make it. You know what I mean? And now that he's done it, now that he's going to play free, I'm kind of scared. Like I feel like it has the potential for a Jordan-like run where he's just like, fuck it, I'm never going to lose again. And I'm just
his mentality is different. I think he's most built like the old school superstars that we usually like. Like he has that killer instinct, whereas like that's why I love Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler has that killer instinct as well. And Giannis has that, and he's putting it out there. He's like, it'd be easy for me to just go to a super team. He's saying the things that we're thinking about. He's saying them out loud, and he's saying it kind of taking shots at these other guys, these guys that he's compared to, LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. You know what I mean? Like he's taking shots being like, yo, I did it without any of these guys. You did it with these guys.
All these guys.
You know what I mean? And so like, I like that. And when you're talking like that, that means you have to back it up.
You absolutely have to.
I think he's going to put in the work to keep it moving. So yeah, I like that. And, but I think still, you got to compete. You got like, I don't know, like we'll see next season how the Bucks compete against like teams like Miami, teams like the Nets if they could stay healthy, because those are that's tough. They're gonna. I think those teams might have leveled up a little bit. Definitely the Nets, right? If the Nets get a whole season of everybody working
And they
together and
picked up
stuff like
Patty
that.
Mills. I really liked that pickup. I
Yeah,
didn't have it in there as a move that I liked, but I thought it was a really smart move because he's a savvy veteran point guard. He's not afraid of anything, and he can shoot the lights out of the ball.
right. And if they could get a competent big man,
They got
they got
Claxton.
Claxton, but I'm saying
Yeah,
like a rim protector, like somebody that could be. I mean, they got DeAndre Jordan too, but I
come
feel like
on,
they're missing.
Jordan's washed.
Yeah, I feel like if they could get like a which just like a JaVale McGee, or if
Mm-hmm.
they got a guy like Dwight Howard who could give you 15, 20 minutes off the bench and like just really hone
I
in
feel
on
like there was a
defense.
bunch of those centers out there this
They're
year. Like,
available. That's what I'm saying. So I think once they get that piece, they're going to be pretty. I mean, they're already tough to beat. I think they become
they're
even tougher to
gonna be
beat.
so scary.